Alright, welcome to the video, guys. We just did a T26 E4 session, so I'm going to be looking at the B.U.G.I today. Again, revisiting this tank. I've been playing it actually the last few days, but not as much as I was when I was initially trying to mark it a little while ago. We're at 67 battles, and I've been playing outstanding in this thing. 99, I'm at like 99th percentile, and I mean, recently I'm actually at 83% on the mark. So we're going to do a session and we're going to try and hit the 2 mark in this session. We're at 64 battles. This might 67 battles. This might be the first, actually I would say one of the lights I probably marked in less battles, but I would say for a tier 6 tank this might be the least amount of battles that I have marked a tank, right? Skill can probably do this in 67 battles. He'd probably 3 mark it already, but I'm not as good as him. And you know, this tank can control you a little bit. I really like this thing. I find it way more accurate. I've done one video on it already that you'll probably see on the channel before this, but I find that this tank is way more accurate than it says on paper. Poking ridges where you're 50 to 100 meters from an enemy is not the way this thing is supposed to be played. Some people might try to do that, but it's not a ridge poker. The aiming time and the dispersion is not great, but it's also the bloom, right? It's just not good. But once you're fully aimed with this thing, it's actually more accurate than it says on paper, I swear. I mean, I have hit shots across the map with this thing easily, and the gun sounds just like the T-54 lightweight gun and the first prototype gun. It has that snappy gun sound, and I love it. But you know, you need a decent crew. I run, a fair amount of concealment on here. We're also running, the snapshot and smooth ride, and I run situational awareness. We have recon on this thing. I do run optics on it because I hate being blind. We're at 452 view range, and I prefer it that way. I could run something else in this slot here, but I prefer running it like this. Field modifications, we are doing the increase to gun and traverse speed and less dispersion, and we're also doing top reverse speed. We don't need concealment, so I think that's pretty obvious. This thing really isn't meant to be hidden, although the concealment is not terrible given what the tank looks like. It's like this big bubble, right? You would think they'd have no concealment. I do run the improved aiming instead of the improved rotation mechanism. I prefer this. I think it makes it a little bit easier to hit people when you're fully zoomed in. Now, again, this tank, you can almost play this thing as like a TD. I know a lot of people might think that's stupid, but I'm telling you, when you smack someone in the face for 300 and they're not expecting it, this tank is made to like poke out from like a mid-range distance, smack someone in the face and pull back. And then later on in the game, when you need to use its DPM, you use the DPM. But I feel like people try and rush tanks in this thing because it has 3300 DPM without rammer, right? I am running vents and vent purge, plus we're getting 6% because this is in the mobility slot. But still, like, this thing, it's kind of a turd when you start running after people in it. And again, I think it's obvious to say I do run it with the 100mm on it. That's the way you're playing it. And keep in mind, you have to shoot gold with this thing. Like, it's all gold rounds. With this gun, there's you can try and shoot the HE, but it's not what it's made for, in my opinion. So you do get actually 930 shell velocity with this AP, which is not terrible in my opinion, given like the gun and just the way this thing is. But without further ado, guys, we are going to go ahead and get into the games. I think that's all I want to say about this tank to start. And yeah, let's go ahead and see what we can do in this thing. Currently, we are averaging like 1450 damage in this thing or something like that. And again, I'm running the optics. The optics is very important. If you ever want to mark a tank, I highly suggest, even on the crappiest of heavy tanks or something like that, that you guys run optics. Always run optics because it gives you that extra view range and allows you to get spotting damage even when you're doing nothing. I've learned this from Lemming Rush. You just run optics on everything, and even when you're just putzing about, you will spot something that someone else doesn't, and you'll get the spotting damage for it. So always run optics, guys. If you were trying to mark anything, I don't care what anybody else says, run optics. You can also run vents. That'll give you a little view range, but really, optics is just vital. If you can get over 445 view range especially, I always prefer to run optics. Alright, so here we go. This is good matchmaking. We're on Province. And the way I'm going to play this is I'm going to rush over to this area. Hopefully we can have some good games in this thing. I have a bad feeling that after playing so well in this thing, we're going to have a bad session now. But even if we do, you know, it's not going to change anything. I'm still going to post it, and I'm going to talk about mistakes I possibly made, and you know, we'll take a look at it together. That's what I like doing. So we're going to run this way. This thing, in my opinion, doesn't need a turbo anyway in the mobility slot. I feel like it's quick enough. You know, to me, this thing is almost like the Tier 6 Duck. It's the Tier 6 AMX40, right? That's how I feel like it's kind of what it looks like, right? In my opinion. These guys are trying to get shots into us, it looks like, or maybe the Super Chaffee or something. But one thing I don't like about this is that you kind of have to hug this corner to not get hit by guys up here. Let's see if we can get a shot into this Thunderbolt real quick. Not the case. There's no problem. We're going to move on. We do have a T-37 coming up the hill. Maybe this Thunderbolt is still poking though, man. Okay, I'm spotted here. I'm not gonna... Yeah, it's all these TDs. Okay. So MT-25 is actually taking a kind of a powerful position here. But I'm just gonna ignore him for the time being real quick. I'm gonna smack this IKV, and we're gonna come back. The gun depression is not the best on this thing. Just keep that in mind. And again, the way I'm playing this thing right now, this is not really the way it's made to be played. I'm getting aggressive at first here, but I would suggest not playing this tank like this. When you poke on ridges, it's just too slow. People will, you know, get shots into you before you can get shots into them. It's just the way it is. So I'm going to try and keep these guys lit for now. I'm not getting hit from over here, which is good. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to be covered from this hill, but I don't even know. Yeah, they don't even have the render range anyway, so it's unlikely. Yeah, and see, this is what I mean. Like, you can't... I was lucky there. That was a really stupid poke. You have to more do it like this. Okay, he's dead. And yeah, this tank is very powerful when you play it the correct way, but that was a really stupid poke. Like, we could have lost a considerable amount of HP there. Luckily, we didn't. Watch out for Artie. And now, I'm going to push into this MT-25. Okay, he's dead. And we're going to come up to the hill. We're at 811 damage just like that. Like, 3 shots, guys. 811 damage, right? 3 shots. And the third one was a kill, so it wasn't even a max amount of damage. Super Chaffee's getting... Both Super Chafees are getting kind of aggressive here. This guy's poking. I'm going to poke the same way he does, but I'm going to be a little more cautious about it. Let's see what we can do. T-34 is here. I'm not going to have shots. I'm not going to get risky. Yeah, it's just too risky. If this guy backs up a little bit, maybe. Yeah. Okay, 306, like right in the face, guys. And this is what I mean. It's just, this thing is OP. If you play it the right way, this thing is freaking OP as all hell. And there's a reason why on the skill index, he has a colored purple for, you know, an excellent tank. Because this thing, if you play it the right way, is a monster. And I was playing it incorrectly at first. I was being too aggressive with it. Don't be aggressive with this thing, and I'm telling you, it will surprise you. Alright, I'm literally just going to do something really stupid and come back down this way. Yeah, that was really stupid. But I want to push this line because I want to get more damage, and we might not even get more damage, but I'm going to try. SU-8. Hellcat's probably still in this corner. I'm going to go after him. He ran. Where did he run to is the question. Alright, come here, buddy. Yeah. Where did the Hellcat go? Because maybe he is in the way back corner over here, but I would have thought the Super Chaffee, he is. I would have thought the Super Chaffee would have spotted him. Like, the Super Chaffee, like, literally ran right through this, and I thought he would have spotted him, but okay. Well, now we know where he is, and maybe we will get the jump on him. 1441 damage. I would really like to get one more shot in. I'm hoping that by the SU-100 capping, this guy's going to try and go for a base defense, but I don't think he will. It's unlikely. Alright, well, what can you do, guys? 1441 damage. I don't think that's that bad. It's about where we're averaging, but I would have liked, in a tier 6 game, I would have liked to get a little bit more, but it's alright. So, pretty good game, and again, you're seeing where this tank is excelling. It's whacking people in the face big time, right? So 100 and what we got, 96 spotting, so that'll at least get us up to over 1500 combined, and we are doing we're actually second by damage, and we are second by experience, so not bad at all. We made 4.9k actually with the personal reserves and premium and all that. All right, let's get into the second battle, guys. This was our session in the T26 E4. It was a brilliant, beautiful session because I've been struggling in that tank. We're at 84.2% of the mark. We might make it, guys. Let's keep trying. Praying for another tier 6 game like that. Okay, this is tier 7, not bad. Okay. Pearl River. This is tough. I gotta think about where I want to put myself for this. It's not in counter mode, so... I was thinking mid, honestly, but I love these voices. Polish voices. I think this thing's Polish, right? If we have support in the mid, I think we can take the mid. Now, look at this. Weird people, man. I think if we have support here, we can try and take the mid. The problem is, like, the KV2, man, that could become a problem. I'm gonna wait for this KV2 to come up and poke again, unless this guy gets aggressive, which he is getting. Okay, and just like that, 615 damage, guys. We took one shot, but it's not changing much. And I'm gonna sit here and wait for someone else to poke this now, because in a B.U.G.I, I do not want to be poking. Like I said, this thing is not made to poke like this. It's made to poke out and shoot unsuspecting enemies, not people that are facing you. It can't really do that. You know, in the KV2, you can kind of get away with it, but... Alright. Hopefully KV2 doesn't poke around this corner. KV2's over there, actually. I didn't even see that. And here we go. We're coming up the hill. And we should have shots at the VK now, so let's come around. Let's see if we can smack this guy. I should have went the other way. It's all good. We'll take shots at the M4. M4's here. Aiming, aiming, aiming. Okay. And this is what I mean about this tank, guys. Like, you could hit things that are several hundred meters away rather easily. You'd think you wouldn't be able to, but... Unfortunate. He got tracked, but we would have hit that if he didn't. Again, 294 in the face. KV-85 is here. I will have shots if I'm aggressive with it. We're going to be. Risk equals reward. Ooh, he's kind of hull down though. Ricochet. Ooh. Yeah, I'm no longer liking this area. This might have been too aggressive. It's all good. Yeah, M4 is trying to get shots. I'm gonna wait until they kill this M4, and then I'm gonna move. Okay. Yeah, because this is what's gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna get whacked by Artie. Dude, I freaking hate Artie, man. All right. I'm gonna do this. This might have been a bad decision. I'm spotted here. By who? How am I being spotted here? Maybe it was from this corner? I have to wait for everyone else to kind of get here. I hate when my driver's dead. Like, this sucks, man. I freaking hate Artie. Like, all that damage came from Artie. We lost more than half our HP just to Artie. Hopefully we damaged his gun and he can't hit anybody anymore. Freaking bastard. Alright, everyone needs to get on the cap. What I'm going to do is... Okay. I'm going to repair my driver, and I'm going to see if I can possibly get a look, at least, on the cap. On our cap. Slightly difficult game. We made a stupid play. Alright. No one's here. This is risky, risky, risky. Okay. I need the support here, man. There's no support. There's Tiger. Like, I'll never make it back in time, right? There's VK. Stop, stop, stop. Oh well, guys, what can you do? I don't think I was going to make it back, even if I YOLO'd. I wouldn't have made it back in time. But it is what it is. 1100 damage. I mean, still, I don't think we played that bad. I think I did what I could, right? We got 45 spotting, so we're over 1200. $84.12, so I mean, it didn't really drop. Let's go for a third battle. And yeah, I mean, so far the session isn't that bad. 84.12% on the mark. So even if we don't get it this session, it will be soon. I should really be playing my lights today. I have more than 1 day of premium, and I still have some reserves. I'm probably going to play my lights. Like even 90 usually makes the most coin. Paris is a difficult one. I've tried playing on Paris before with this thing, and it didn't turn out well. But I think what we're going to do is just play, like, the thing with this tank is, like I said, everyone tries to get too aggressive with it. I'm thinking of coming up right here to this corner. Like D8, man, my eyes are bugging out. I did not get enough sleep. D8 is very powerful. Like, if you come right to here, you know, it's a pretty powerful position. I think. I feel like the way some people would try and play this is they would go like mid or something like that. Okay. So yeah, Scorpion G is going to come up here, but I'm thinking that honestly, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock some of these trees to begin with. See if we can get a shot on this guy. But yeah, I'm gonna knock these trees to begin with. Here's Pollock. Can I get a shot to this guy? Turn. Okay. We're spotted, but I think we're okay right now. Okay, kind of a low roll. And we got some spotting damage from that, it's good. There's a lot of people trying to play this line, and this is rare. Like, it's rare that people try and push this, which is good for us, but bad for them. I'm almost considering getting more involved here, but I don't think it's the right call. Because I think our guys are going to try and poke this corner, and they're going to melt. That's my prediction. Not the 122, but... And tracking damage. Very, very nice, guys. Okay. So now I'm going to put myself over here. I'm going to try and give this Scorpion as much space as possible. Just kind of hang out here, wait for enemies to get spotted. And not doing anything too aggressive. Look, we're at 872 damage and 400 assist damage just from sitting here. Let's go for a blind. He's going for a blind shot. It's all good. If this T28 HTC is going to spot, yes, 40 TP, I had a better angle on the 40. Where is this guy? Okay. It's right here. This is the building. There's 40 TP. Wow. I would have thought that would have went in. Okay. Shouldn't be spotted. Progetto's way in the back. This guy's gonna poke here. Cool. Not spotted. Alright. From here, I think we could try to push this line. It's an option, but I think with the TVP and the KV3 and everyone where they are, I think it's too aggressive. T25. I'm waiting to see where these guys pop up on the map. Because this is a very close game by both HP and tanks. There's the Progetto. There's the KV3. I'm gonna try this. This might be a really dumb play, but I mean, no different than half the other plays I make. I'm going to see here if from this angle we can perhaps spot the Charioteer or P-43 here again. But I think the P-43 moved back if this guy was here. I'm going to sit right here. Oh, man. There's P-43. Oh. Charioteer? Yeah, could have expected that. It's alright. I hate this map, the way this is made. Like, there's just no... Like, TDs just sit on these two hills, and they have nothing else here for, like, anybody to do. You know what I mean? It's just very, like... To me, this line always becomes a stalemate unless you have, like, people that get into here where this guy did and be able to spot, but when there's not enough tanks to push, it just becomes a stalemate, and you just sit here and do nothing until the timer ends, and you have to wait for basically south to push. Charioteer is still sitting there. Just trying to give myself some information. And there's nothing I can do at this point. I think we made a play that was a little aggressive, but it paid off because we were able to get a shot to the P-43. Okay, so just the shares here now. I need these guys to start using some of their HP. Like I can't really do anything, you know. Okay, Char moved. Let's go. I'm gonna poke up right here and see if I can get shots. Okay. Now we're gonna be spotted. We're not. Okay, now we're gonna be spotted likely. Charioteer is behind. Stern Mail needs to come to me. T-25 could flank back, but I have to support this guy. I have no other option at this point. T-25 is in the mid, so that's good. We know where everybody is. These guys are not going to expect me to be here. Now they are. Wow, bouncing a T-25 AT. I mean, Jesus. Okay. Wow. Charioteer has a lot of alpha damage, man. Like, that guy, 2 shots, and I was dead. So, I think we did pretty well with that game. I wish we could have been there to support the stir meal a little faster, but we wouldn't have gotten a shot to the TVP if we didn't rush. So, like, there's certain things that you can do, and you can critique, you know, after the fact, you know. You know what they say about 2020 vision saying, but it's just, in my opinion, you make the play you make, and you just have to live with the decisions, really, that you make. So here we go. We are now at 84.76% on the mark. I'm going to play one more game in this session, and maybe if it's a very good game, we might be able to mark this thing. But I think it's been a good session nonetheless. Again, Paris is not the easiest of maps. Stir Emil made a very aggressive play. When you are a solid turret TD, you have to be very, very cautious about what you do. I've made a lot of mistakes playing the Nashorn, and it's just the case, guys. You have to be very, very cautious and careful. So this is what, a tier 7 game. For Overlord. Overlord is an interesting map for the B.U.G.I. I think the best play to make I'm going to play this like I play the Conch Panzer. The problem is I don't want to get too close. I'd rather stay in the back with this thing and try and do damage on enemies that are going to overpoke. Okay. Man, I need to get some sleep. My eyes, they get very lazy. And they start to, like, do this when my eyes are tired. I've just been playing too much tanks. My food is here, so this will be the last game for sure. Alright, here we go. We're going to try something like this. As long as we have decent support here, it shouldn't be an issue. Depending on what we do here, like you can see, we have a lot of support here. So when that's the case, here you go, type. Like these are the kinds of shots I'm looking for. People just poke, you know, for a couple seconds longer than they should, and you can whack them in the face. And I think we have good support here, so I'm actually going to push up immediately. And there you go, two of our guys just died just like that. So now I'm not so enthusiastic about making this play. Okay. Trying to poke. Just see what we see here. Empty. Okay. Just trying to be very, very careful. You know, it's so easy to get whacked in this tank when you poke up on ridge lines like this. It's because the reverse speed is just very slow and stuff. You know, you have to be very careful. And this whole team melted. You see this? You see this? We ended up winning the West, and we had more forces to the East. Like, I don't know how these things happen, man. You can't predict this. The smartest play right now would be to try and go west, but I kind of want this VK to overpoke. There he goes. Spotted. If this guy is going to try and get aggressive here, we can go toe-to-toe with him, I believe. But he's going to... Like, it depends on how aggressive he's going to be. Like, you really have to have people overpoke in this. You can't get into hold down shootouts with this thing, you know, or poking shootouts. You need to kind of let people come to you. Okay. Like, I can't help this guy. I'm not going to go over there and... You really, really, really have to let people come to you in this thing. I want to help people. I don't want to just sit there while people die, but you really cannot be aggressive in this thing, you know, unless it comes down to a situation where you have to be, right? Trying to wait for someone to push mid or something. Here we go. Okay. Ooh, SU. For some reason, I thought that said Hellcat. Alright, I'm gonna try and get safe. Like, this is what I want. I want this guy poking, but not setting me on fire, man. Ugh. See, I want this guy to poke and come up the hill, right? But no one gets shots into him. He's actually safe here. I should have been down here. But, I mean, honestly, in this game, we probably only would have gotten a couple more shots of damage. Damn, that sucks, man. Well, what can you do, guys? This is what happens. Like, the thing is, had I known that the east side of this map would break down, I would have been right where the EBR is now. But you never know for certain. Like, we had so many forces there, and then the whole team just melted, and it ruined my game, because then you have to try and, you know, figure out another play to make. And, you know, this guy setting me on fire, it's unfortunate. I think I would have been able to get away had he not set me on fire. Like, he missed that second shot, but then already tagged me, and yeah. I mean, it's just... With this tank, it's just like the T26E4. Like, once you're in a situation, it's very hard to get yourself out of it. I find that to be the case in almost everything but a light tank. But, you know, it's just... It is what it is, guys. You know, when teams melt like this, like, you can't predict it. And look at this guy. Like, what is this guy? I'm gonna hope that this guy disconnected, but you know, how many forces did we have in this area? And you know, the whole team just melted, and I would have thought we would be pushing, and instead we are retreating. So one bad play by me, and you know, we're paying the price. I should have been probably back here or back here, but I made the decision I made, and yeah, it's unfortunate. So we'll stay till the end of this game. M12 dies, and we're not going to get the mark this session, but I'm going to keep playing this tank today. It is, you know, I still have premium, so... But hopefully you guys enjoyed, and you could see where this tank, right, because I made that mistake, you can now see where what you're not supposed to be doing in this tank. Like that ridge, the way I was there when that guy poked up on that ridge, you can't get into any of these fights. You know, I mean, you never want to be in front of a TD, but you see how fragile this thing is. One shot, we're lit on fire. I've been lit on fire a lot in this tank. And yeah, this thing is just very fragile. So 609 damage, at least we got some damage, right? You know, that's good. As long as you're fairly consistent, like 609 damage, we're still doing 1276 in our session. That was a crap game, but can you imagine what it would be if we did 0? So 1276 damage, 164 assists. This is giving us close to 1400 combined. And currently, right now, guys, I am averaging 1460 damage in this tank, 61% win rate. And we are at 84.24% on the mark. So even with that bad game, you see how consistency pays off when you want to mark tanks. You got to be consistent, even if you get a few shots of damage, but don't go YOLOing out always just try and maximize your damage. Try and stay alive to the very end. I should have retreated better in this last game. Hopefully you learned a thing or two from that, and that's it, guys. So I'm going to go eat. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. I'm recording this on Sunday. I might not get this video out for another week, but I hope everyone is doing well, and thank you for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye now.